What if I told you one morning you woke up rich, and by night you were completely broke? No war, no warning, just one terrifying day in 1929 that erased $200 billion in wealth and dragged America into a decade of hunger, dust, and despair. This is the insane true story of the Great Depression, how the Roaring Twenties turned into the darkest economic nightmare in modern history, and how America somehow rose from the ashes. Chapter 1. The Party That Felt Like It Would Never End. Rewind to 1922. World War I is over. Factories that once built tanks are now pumping out cars, radios, toasters, and refrigerators. New York's skyline is exploding upward. Jazz is blasting everywhere. Henry Ford's assembly line turns car making from a 12-hour nightmare into a 90-minute miracle. Model Ts flood the streets. Oil, steel, rubber, every industry is booming. Cities are electric with excitement. 10 million homes now own radios. Everyone believes the good times will last forever. Economists are literally saying, "This decade is roaring, trust us." But not everyone is dancing. While cities party, farmers in rural America are drowning in debt. They borrowed big to buy new tractors, and now prices are crashing. Urban America, they discover a dangerous new hobby, buying stuff they can't afford. Chapter 2. The stock market becomes adult Disneyland. Welcome to the era of buy now, pay later. Radios? Finance it. Cars? Finance it. Stock in a company that makes hats for dogs? Absolutely finance it. On Wall Street, margin loans let anyone buy $100 worth of stock with just $10 down. Stocks only go up, right? Even barbers, shoeshine boys, and bellhops are giving hot stock tips. Between 1924 and 1929, the Dow Jones quadruples. Companies create crazy holding companies that own other holding companies that own nothing. Just pure hype layered on top of more hype. A few voices warn of disaster. Economist Roger Babson says a crash is coming. Wall Street's response? Buy more stocks and tell him to touch grass. Chapter 3. Black Tuesday, the day the music died. October 29, 1929, Black Tuesday. The stock market doesn't just fall, it dives straight into concrete. The Dow plummets. $14 billion vanishes in hours, over $200 billion in today's money. Ticker tapes spit out red numbers like they're possessed. Traders faint. Phones ring non-stop. Margin calls hit like a tsunami. People who were rich on Monday are bankrupt by Thursday. Then the banks start collapsing. Chapter 4. Panic, runs, and total collapse. Crowds swarm bank doors, demanding their savings. Tellers try to stay calm while the money runs out. Entire families lose everything overnight. The crash doesn't stop at America's borders. U.S. banks call in overseas loans. Europe, already weak after World War I, gets thrown into chaos. Global trade collapses by half in just 3 years. Unemployment explodes to 25%. Factories shut down. Breadlines stretch for blocks. Kids faint in school from hunger. Suicides skyrocket. And then Mother Nature joins the nightmare. In the Great Plains, years of bad farming plus no rain equals the Dust Bowl. Black blizzards swallow entire towns. Families choke on dust and flee west in broken-down cars, chasing California or bust signs that mostly end in bust. Chapter 5. Hoovervilles and the Bonus Army. President Hoover promises the worst is over. Instead, people name their misery after him. Hoovervilles, shantytowns of cardboard and scrap. Hoover blankets, newspapers for warmth. Hoover flags, empty pockets turned inside out. In 1932, thousands of World War I veterans march on Washington demanding their bonuses. They build a tent city and wait peacefully. The government's response? Tear gas and the army burning their camps. Americans watch in horror as their own heroes are attacked. Chapter 6. The New Deal. Rebuilding from the ruins. March 1933, Franklin D. Roosevelt takes the oath. His words hit like a lifeline. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. He doesn't wait. Civilian Conservation Corps puts young men to work planting trees and saving the land. Works Progress Administration hires millions to build roads, bridges, schools, and post offices. TVA brings electricity to entire regions that had never seen a light bulb. New rules are born. SEC to stop Wall Street's wild games, FDIC to protect bank deposits, Social Security so no one dies broke and forgotten. Slowly, painfully, America starts to breathe again. Factories hum, radios play swing music, people dare to dream. The country doesn't just survive the Depression, it rewrites the rules of how an economy should work. Chapter 7. The legacy that still echoes today. The Great Depression didn't end with fireworks. It ended with blistered hands, tired backs, new laws, and quiet hope. It taught America a brutal lesson. When greed and speculation run wild, the crash doesn't just hurt the rich, it destroys everyone. And yet, from the dust and despair, a stronger nation emerged. So tell me in the comments, what's the biggest lesson the Great Depression taught us that we still haven't learned? If you love these raw, mind-blowing history stories that actually explain the world we live in today, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This was just the beginning.